After the Earth began to tremble violently, everyone was in a state of shock. No one expected this massive explosion of power to occur. Not even Zeno was able to ignore that immense force. Everything in the universe trembled under the impact of this spiritual earthquake, and everyone realized that something great was about to happen. Suddenly, Goku appeared before the priest. His eyes shone with a cold fury, while the immense energy of the rainbow enveloped his body. The priest felt a deep fear invade his heart, because he knew that if Goku revealed the truth to Zeno, his end would be inevitable. Zeno asked, "Why are you here? What's going on?" Goku replied calmly and coldly, "I came here to settle scores with the priest. It was time for judgment." Zeno was surprised by those harsh words, and his feelings began to oscillate between doubt and fear. He looked at the priest, who realized that he needed to act quickly. Without an alternative, he resorted to his usual cunning, trying to manipulate Zeno with his deception and concealment techniques. The priest said quickly, trying to calm the situation, "Zeno-sama, don't listen to Goku. He is trying to cause chaos in the universes. He fell victim to a dark force, and we need to stop him before he destroys everything." The priest's words were full of malice and cunning, and he was able to temporarily influence Zeno, who began to believe that Goku was to blame for that situation. Zeno looked at Goku with anger and asked, "Is this true? Did you come here to destroy the universes?" At that moment, Vegeta, who watched the situation in silence, took a step forward and said firmly, "No, the priest is the traitor. He lied to you all these years. He killed his own father and is now trying to control everything." But Goku, consumed by the growing anger within himself, turned to Vegeta and said furiously, "Vegeta, Irequa, I'm very angry now, and if Zeno doesn't believe what I say, I'll release my fury and destroy everything here." Those words were a serious warning. Zeno felt something strange growing in the air and began to realize that Goku's power was out of control. He was about to explode, and nothing could calm him if Zeno didn't believe in the truth. Zeno was confused, divided between the priest, who claimed innocence, and Goku, who threatened to destroy everything. In that critical moment, the priest tried to play his last card. With a look full of malice, he used his magical powers to show Zeno a real scene of Vados being violently defeated. Zeno was shocked by what he saw. He began to believe that Goku had fallen victim to a dark force, and that now represented a great danger to the universes. Zeno asked worriedly, looking at the priest, "Is this true? Did Goku really lose control of himself?" The priest answered with false confidence, "An evil force took care of him, and if we don't stop him now, he'll destroy everything." At that moment, Goku no longer cared to convince Zeno or anyone else. His eyes were full of anger, and the only goal he saw in front of him was to destroy the priest. Everything was confused in his mind, but he was sure that the priest needed to be eliminated. When Zeno slowly raised his hands, looking at Goku, his intention was clear that he would permanently erase him if Goku didn't stop. "If you don't stop, Goku, I'll erase you here and now." But Goku did not show fear or hesitation. His new power, obtained from the priest's father, the rainbow energy, ran in his veins, making him feel invincible. When Zeno raised his hands to erase him, nothing happened. The universe remained intact, and Goku remained standing, motionless. Zeno exclaimed, surprised, "What? Why didn't anything happen?" The priest tried to understand what was happening. "No, and this is impossible." Everyone realized at that moment that the rainbow power that Goku had obtained from the priest father would make Zeno's ability to erase him immune. This ancient and frightening force had saturated Goku to the point that even Zeno could no longer control him. Goku looked at Zeno with a cold smile and said, "Your power has no effect on me anymore. Now, and I will destroy the priest, and no one will be able to stop me." In that moment, Vegeta advanced with firm steps towards Zeno and said, "You are a fool! I will destroy everything now." But before he could attack, Goku, taken by great anger, pushed Vegeta away, saying, "Move away. This revenge is only mine." Goku was taken by an intense fury, and nothing else around him mattered besides ending the priest. He raised his hand to the sky and shouted with all his strength, releasing an enormous energy. Suddenly, the color of his energy changed to just one of the colors of the rainbow, representing the partial power of the rainbow. Goku was not yet ready to use all the colors at the same time, as recommended by the grandfather of the angels. He needed to master each color individually. The earth began to tremble in a frightening way, while the sky shone with vibrant colors. Goku advanced step by step, determined to destroy the priest. He attacked him with a rain of consecutive blows, and in a few minutes, the priest was trembling, unable to resist the blows. Everyone was terrified, without believing what they saw, especially the priest's children, who still did not know the betrayal of their father. But Goku was not interested in convincing them. His only goal was to eliminate the priest at any cost. The priest fell to the ground, choking, feeling overwhelmed, while Zeno remained unable to extinguish Goku with his power. Zeno shouted furiously, "In guards, stop Goku immediately! He went too far!" The guards advanced towards Goku, but with eyes full of fury and power, he did not wait. He raised his hand and fired a colossal energy at them, easily crossing their bodies, leaving them on the ground, unable to react. Goku said coldly, heading to Zeno, "God already said, and this revenge is only mine. No one will stop me." Vegeta replied, "Goku, do not be an idiot. We need to prove the truth before destroying everything." But Goku turned and said, "I've retreated enough. This priest will not escape his punishment." After suffering several devastating blows from Goku, the priest felt completely helpless, unable to face his new power. In a moment of desperation, he remembered the powerful ring he had hidden in a secret room of his palace. He immediately decided to send an urgent message to his daughter Margarita, asking for her help. In the message, the priest said, "My daughter, bring the ring hidden in the secret room. I'm in danger and I can't get out of here. Be quick." Margarita, unaware of her father's betrayal and completely unaware of the truth, answered his request without hesitation and went to the secret room where the ring was kept. After finding it, she handed the box over to the priest. Margarita said, "Here is the ring, Father. Will you be able to save yourself now?" With trembling hands but full of hope, the priest opened the box and immediately placed the ring. Goku, who observed the situation from afar, was surprised. He said curiously, "What is this? Why is the priest wearing a ring now? What is he planning?" The priest, when he put the ring on, felt a strange energy flowing through his body. It was a different force, like nothing he had ever experienced before, and he began to grant him a new power that could change the course of events. He laughed maliciously, which led to Vegeta to intervene, warning, "Get away, Kakarot. The priest's intentions are suspicious. He's plotting something dangerous that could turn the game around." But Goku did not pay much attention to Vegeta's warnings until he heard the voice of the priest, who said maliciously, "This ring is not just a decoration. It is an unlimited source of power. It will increase my strength and allow me to control anything in the universe and beyond." At that moment, Goku was shocked, paralyzed for some moments, while the priest escaped rapidly, leaving Goku and Vegeta stunned. Goku wanted to chase him, but
Suddenly, he felt an internal message in his mind. It was a powerful communication from the grandfather of the angels, who was watching everything from inside the coffin. The grandfather of the angels said, "Goku, listen to me. Don't chase the priest now. There are secrets behind this ring that you still cannot understand. He is not just a power tool, but the key to something deeper and dangerous. I will reveal all the truth about this ring, the priest's plans, and how you and Vegeta can stop him before he controls everything." The grandfather of the angels continued with seriousness. "This ring that the priest is wearing is not just a power tool, but it is mine. He was trapped inside the secret room, and the priest stole it from his father a long time ago. But don't worry, Goku. The mission of recovering it will stay with me. When I recover all my strength and my body. Meanwhile, you and Vegeta must prepare to face all those who support the priest. Now that he has the ring, he will try to dominate everything, so you need to be alert." Goku responded with determination, aware that the next challenge would be the most difficult. But before he could act, he suddenly felt something strange. In a few moments, he and Vegeta discovered that they were surrounded by all the gods of destruction, including Beerus. The gods had lost their well and were now under the control of the ring. Vegeta, with a sarcastic tone, laughed, saying, "God of destruction, and now they are no more pawns in this game." But Goku did not share Vegeta's joke. He felt the imminent danger and said, "And do not underestimate that, Vegeta. The ring has immense power, and if we make a mistake when assessing the situation, we will lose everything." The fierce battle between Goku, Vegeta, and the gods of destruction began. Powerful energy blows filled the space, and each impact made the universes tremble. At that moment, Zeno watched from afar, unable to control his emotions. Zeno, who did not know whether to believe in Goku or the priest, cried with anguish because the war before him was something he never imagined witnessing. With a trembling voice, Zeno said, "Is Goku really guilty? Or did the priest deceive me all the time?" But Zeno was unable to make a decision, while his guards, who tried to protect him, were seriously injured. It was only to wait and watch the outcome of the decisive battle. With the fight between Goku and Vegeta against the gods of destruction continuing, the battlefield was in power. Each blow of Goku and Vegeta showed their superiority, making it clear that they were at an advantage over the gods of destruction. Despite the immense power of these gods, they did not pass the tools in the hands of the priest, completely devoid of their emotions. Vegeta, watching the battlefield stained with blood, commented sarcastically, "See these pions, and they are nothing more than puppets. Is that all the priest has to offer us?" But Goku, even with the victory, was not calm. "Seriously," he said, "that's not all. The priest is watching us from a distance, and he will not stop here." In a distant place, where the priest watched everything with eyes full of hatred, his anger grew to see that all the gods of destruction had been defeated. He thought of his last move, a plan that he hesitated to use, but which now became inevitable. He decided to apply the same method used in the gods of destruction, this time on his own children angels. The priest, with an evil smile on his face, whispered to himself, "If the gods of destruction could not stop them, I will leave it in the hands of my children. They are the strongest and will be the ones who will end Goku and Vegeta." With these words, the priest began to activate his power over his children, preparing to turn them into puppets under his control, just as he did with the gods of destruction. While Goku and Vegeta believed that they had finally won, and that their battle against the gods of destruction had ended, a strong vibration shook existence, as if the universe itself was about to explode. Both looked at each other confused, without believing that it wasn't over yet. The earth shook profoundly, and a deep sound echoed through the horizon. Goku, trying to understand what was happening, said worried, "What is happening? What is this feeling?"
Vegeta, looking around with his eyes open, replied, "Something strange is going on. It seems that the universe itself is on the brink of destruction. This is not good at all." But the truth was more terrifying than they imagined. Before them, a colossal and bizarre creature began to emerge. The creature was a fusion of the powers of all the children of the priest united in one body, each under the control of the priest. Now this creature represented a serious threat aimed exclusively at Goku and Vegeta. Goku, seeing the creature form in front of him, exclaimed astonished, "What is this?" Vegeta, frowning, commented, "It is a fusion of everything. The children of the priest, their combined forces. This may be more powerful than we expected." The creature, made up of several bodies, appeared completely formed, looking like the incarnation of a terrible and complex power. His eyes shone with an evil glow, and each step made the earth tremble under his feet. The priest, from his distant place, spoke through the creature. "And Goku, Vegeta, do you think you won? This is just the beginning. Now, I will show you all my hatred. They are under my control, and I am the one who dictates their destinies." Goku, raising his fist, answered angrily, "We will not let you fulfill your plans. Whatever you have in mind, we will stop it." Vegeta, burning with anger at seeing Goku always surpass him in battles, looked at Goku with intensity and said in an angry tone, "You are always in front of me. You always think I can do nothing alone. Now, let me show you what I can do on my own. Leave this fight with me." Goku, surprised by the words of Vegeta, replied cautiously, "Vegeta, wait! This enemy is very strong. We shouldn't." But Vegeta was not willing to listen. He quickly increased his power with a brilliant aura impossible to ignore. Without warning, he advanced at tremendous speed against the creature in front of him, fighting with all his strength. Vegeta tried to overcome the enemy alone, but felt something strange. Suddenly, at one point in the battle, during a surprise attack, Vegeta felt something unexpected. He did not immediately realize how the opponent reacted to his blows, but before he could understand, his body was pierced by a dark energy attack emanating from the creature. The impact was so fast that Vegeta was unable to react in time. Vegeta fell to the ground, feeling an intense pain. His eyes were blurry, and his heart wavered due to the serious injury. Goku, about to react, felt a bitter pain within himself, but there was no time to hesitate. Goku, running towards Vegeta to try to save him, shouted in a distressed tone, "Vegeta, no, this can't be true." But Vegeta, facing Goku with a look full of anger and sadness, said in a weak voice, "Vegeta, do not worry about me. Defeat this creature. This is our destiny." The moment Vegeta fell, everyone felt a sudden change in the atmosphere. Goku stood before the creature with a deep hatred in his heart. His eyes shone with an intense fury, while Vegeta lay on the ground. Destiny became uncertain, and everyone was in suspense. The end was unexpected, with Goku feeling a power grow within himself, ready to take a new attitude. After Vegeta's painful fall to the ground, Goku's heart filled with an intense fury. He faced the colossal creature formed by the fusion of the priest's children, with evil shining in her eyes. Goku remembered the instructions of the Grand Priest of Angels, who explained that reaching the supreme transformation of the rainbow required the mastery of each transformation individually. Goku began to scream, and with each scream, the existence around him trembled. Even the inhabitants of Earth, millions of kilometers away, felt the earthquake caused by Goku's increase in energy. Suddenly, he appeared with a new level of rainbow transformation, but had not reached its absolute state. Meanwhile, the angelic fusion watched from afar, laughing sarcastically. In an ironic tone, the angelic fusion said, "That's all you have, Goku?
Do you think this transformation will change anything? You don't understand anything. We are superior to you in every way. You are just a child playing with fire. Ignoring the provocation, Goku disappeared at an incredible speed and reappeared in a blink of an eye behind the angelic fusion, unleashing a series of attacks at high speed. The blows were so fast and devastating that the angelic creature could not keep up. The fight lasted a few minutes, but the fusion did nothing but defend itself. Inside, Goku thought, why doesn't he attack? What is he planning? After several attempts, the angelic fusion finally decided to counterattack. In an instant, he advanced towards Goku at an incredible speed, unleashing a powerful blow that completely broke his defense.
Goku fell to the ground with devastating force. His body began to disintegrate into dust before he lost consciousness completely. The angelic fusion, full of arrogance, said with a laughter, "That's all you have? It seems you still don't understand. We are totally under the control of the priest, and all our combined power makes us invincible. I made you believe that we were weak to undermine your confidence, and that's what weakened you." Vegeta screamed out loud, trying to wake up Goku, who was unconscious after the devastating blow. His eyes were full of anger and despair at the same time, because he knew that Goku was the only hope left to save everyone from the evil priest. Shaking Goku's body hard, Vegeta shouted, "Wake up, Goku! You can't give up now! Everyone depends on you!" But Goku didn't move, and Vegeta's voice disappeared in the air while the feeling of impotence began to dominate him. At that moment, the angelic fusion slowly turned to Vegeta, with a look intrigued by the fact that he is still alive despite the previous blows. Coldly, said the angelic fusion, "Are you still alive? How uncomfortable. Let's end you now." The angelic fusion raised its hands, preparing to give the final blow to Vegeta. But suddenly, they received a telepathic message from the priest who controlled them. The priest, through the telepathic connection, ordered, "Stop. Don't bother Vegeta or Goku now. They are weak and have no chance against us." The angelic fusion interrupted the attack and looked to heaven, listening to the priest's orders. The priest continued, "There is a greater mission waiting for you. Go to planet Earth. Destroy everything related to Goku and Vegeta. Do not leave traces of them or their families. Start by destroying cities and buildings. Do not leave anything in your way. After everything is destroyed, you can eliminate the entire planet." These words were like a death sentence for planet Earth. The angelic fusion began to prepare to execute the priest's orders, emanating its brutal auras as they headed for the planet. Vegeta, furious to see the imminent disaster, shouted, "No! I will not allow this! I will stop them, no matter what!" But the angelic fusion did not pay attention, following the priest's orders coldly, leaving Vegeta and Goku behind in the direction of total destruction. With only a few moments separating the Earth from the collapse, Vegeta knew that time was running out. All hope was turned to Goku. But could he regain consciousness in time to save the Earth and everyone in it? After the fusion of the angels launched at high speed towards planet Earth, they had already surpassed Vegeta by kilometers, leaving him in a state of impotence. The fusion arrived on Earth and began its devastating mission. Buildings and cities were destroyed, and nothing that was in its way was spared. The population was in panic, not understanding what was happening. Gohan, witnessing the massive destruction, shouted, "This cannot be happening. We need to stop them at any cost." Gohan advanced with determination, accompanied by Goten and some other warriors. They faced the fusion of the angels, but were confused, not knowing anything about the nature of the enemy or the reason for its arrival. The battle was intense, but initially the enemy did not seem interested in killing them. Coldly, the fusion declared while attacking them, "I will not kill you, and not yet. I will make you wish for death." The fusion began to brutally torture Gohan and Goten, turning the battle into a true nightmare for the warriors. At every attempt to react, they were once again put at a disadvantage in face of a crushing power. In a dark moment, the fusion directed its attack on Vegeta's house, focusing on Bulma, who had no idea what was to come. Without hesitation, the enemy cruelly killed him, completely erasing his existence. When Vegeta arrived, he was taken by a deep shock. He saw Bulma in front of him, lifeless. That was enough to completely break him, but instead of giving up, he exploded in a rage never seen before. At that moment, all traces of weakness disappeared. A new force emerged within him, surpassing the limits of any transformation he had already achieved. Vegeta began to raise his power to unprecedented levels, aiming at the enemy who had destroyed everything he loved. With his heart on fire, Vegeta declared, "I will not forgive you. I will not let you live." Vegeta's new strength exceeded all logic, turning his fury into a devastating power. He invested against the enemy with fast and ferocious attacks, causing some impact, but still insufficient compared to Goku's previous power. The vision of Bulma being dead in front of his eyes fed Vegeta's growing anger, leading him to break his own barriers. Meanwhile, Goku was lying on the floor, unconscious and exhausted. But suddenly, a mental voice reached him. It was the angel's grandfather, who observed everything inside the coffin. The elder said, "Goku, you need to get up. There is no time for weaknesses now. There is an alternative plan that you must execute immediately. It is necessary to master all transformations and complete the necessary colors to achieve the rainbow transformation. But for that, you need to merge with Vegeta while he can still fight. If Vegeta dies, your defeat will be inevitable." The elder continued, "Ignore all emotions now. The enemy caused immense destruction and many lives were lost, but you must stay focused. The control of your emotions is the key to your victory. Concentrate only on the fusion, and do not allow sadness or anger to dominate." With the words of the elder echoing in his heart, Goku found in his pocket the Potara earrings, his last hope. These earrings were the result of a slight interference from the elder, giving Goku a chance to achieve the rainbow transformation. When landing at an impressive speed, Goku spotted Vegeta on the brink of death. His body was covered in blood, almost unconscious after failing to defeat the enemy. Feeling a bitter pain in his heart, Goku ran to Vegeta and said, "Vegeta, you need to resist. There is still hope. Take the Potara and use them immediately. It's our only chance now." Vegeta, almost powerless, murmured, "How? How am I going to use this?" Goku firmly replied, "There is no time for explanations now. Concentrate. This is our last chance. Use them quickly, and the fusion will be done." Initially, Vegeta hesitated.
His pride and vanity burned within him. He didn't want to look weak and believed that merging with Goku would reduce his value as the Prince of the Saiyans. But Goku, who had already gone through similar situations, looked at him with compassion and said, "Vegeta, pride doesn't matter now. We need to work together for everyone. This is not a moment of weakness, but of making the right decision." After a few moments of silence, Vegeta followed Goku's words, held the Potara, and began to use them. However, a bitterness remained in his heart when he gave up his pride. But deep down, he knew that this was the only way to win. When the fusion began, a colossal energy flowed between the two, embracing them with brightness of light while they joined gradually. In a short time, they assumed a new form, elegant and destructive. Vegeta emerged with a crushing power and an impressive appearance. His body radiated an incredible energy, with the hair assuming a new color that reflected a completely unprecedented power. The enemy looked at them with surprised eyes and said, "Is that all you have?" With a calmer, firmer tone, Vegeta replied, "Your time is over. You still don't understand what we can do together. What's left for you now is just the end." The villain replied with a malicious smile, "Do you really believe you can defeat me? This will be a surprise for you." The battle began between the fusion of good, Vegeta, and the fusion of evil, in a fierce fight on Earth and in space. The attacks intensified incredibly fast, causing the earth to tremble at each blow and the skies to break in front of a colossal power. Vegeta, who will eventually merge, was in a favorable position since his strength was now unified. He unleashed attacks with impressive speed and precision. The partial energy of the rainbow provided him with unprecedented transformations, making him more resistant to the villain's blows, who responded to each attack with an equivalent force. While analyzing his next investment, Vegeta said, "This is the decisive moment. I have to reach the final transformations. There is no room for failure." During the battle, both began to gain unprecedented strength, which led them to develop new forms of more comprehensive powers. These transformations drained their energies a lot, but were gradually approaching to unlock more powerful forms. Vegeta struggled to control this newly acquired energy, while the villain began to have difficulties in following the changes in combat. The priest, who watched from afar, began to worry about Goku and Vegeta's progress. He realized that the success of Goku and Vegeta's fusion was giving them the opportunity to achieve victory, something that was not in his plans.
The priest decided to intervene with more intensity and said to himself, "I cannot allow them to surpass me. I'm going to end this now, otherwise." As he watched the fight unfold, the priest noticed that his own children were beginning to show signs of weakness, which gave Vegeta an increasing advantage. Vegeta remained firm, reaching new forms that challenged the course of the battle. While the villain began to show signs of wear and tear, Vegeta declared, "We are close to the end. Now is the time to achieve the ultimate transformation." At that moment, the priest decided to put his final plan into practice. His idea was to launch a massive and devastating explosion with the aim of completely destroying planet Earth. Initially, he intended only to torment the inhabitants, but now he decided to destroy everything to quickly end the battle and get rid of Vegeta, who had become a real threat. The priest gave orders to his children: "Destroy everything! End planet Earth now!" The priest's children began to concentrate their energies to the maximum and launched a colossal attack towards Earth. The power of the attack was so devastating that the sky was filled with an impressive light. Vegeta, feeling the imminent threat, decided to face it with all his strength. He stood firm, his eyes full of determination, and raised his hands in an attempt to repel the attack. The massive explosion, originated by the priest's children, began to gradually destroy Earth. However, even exhausted, Vegeta continued to resist the attack. As the impact approached an unbearable point, something unexpected happened. The fusion of Goku and Vegeta fell apart due to the enormous pressure, and both fell to the ground unconscious in opposite places. While the villain left the battlefield feeling disappointed, he murmured, "I wasted my time with you, Goku. Now it's time for the real reward." Decided, he went to Goku's house, the only place that had not been destroyed, with the intention of making it the place where Goku would pay the highest price. Upon arrival at the house, he found Goku's wife alone, as Goten and Gohan had passed out. He invaded the place, grabbed H, and began to torture her in front of an unable Goku to react. His heart in pieces. In a moment of pure cruelty, the villain took Goku's wife's life, which made him scream in pain and fury. At that moment, a mixture of emotions took over Goku's mind like never before. The energy of the rainbow reacted in an unprecedented way, as if his anger and sadness had broken all barriers. He began to transform, and suddenly his energy shone with an unimaginable intensity, causing the villain to retreat in fear. The priest, watching from afar and taken by a feeling of anxiety, murmured, "It's my end. Goku will decide my fate now." The expressions on his face alternated between anger and fear, while he realized that his absolute control was coming to an end. Goku, with his eyes on fire of revenge, advanced towards the villain saying, "You will not get out of this alive!"